Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for today. So Snapchat reports earnings on Thursday. And as always, that will always mean that everything that has to do with social media or advertising will either get hit if they miss or will go up if they beat. Now, do remember that Snapchat reported earnings which were okay, but a couple of weeks after that happened, they came out and they updated us and basically said that, well, the macroeconomic environment has deteriorated further and faster than anticipated. As a result, we believe it is likely that we will report revenue and adjusted EBITDA below the low end of Q2 2022 guidance range. They also added, we remain excited over the long-term opportunity to grow our business. Our community continues to grow, blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, when this was announced, everything that had to do with social media or advertising took a big hit. Now, again, just because Snapchat sees this does not mean that every other company will get hit or will get hit as hard as Snapchat. But for the sake of this video and because we are in this weird type of environment, we're going to talk about Snapchat in this video, and then whatever you see in this video, you can maybe implement in Pinterest, Facebook, Google, you name it. So a quick basic overview of Snapchat. We're gonna have a look at their numbers at the end of this video. So revenue obviously has gone up quite significantly, especially in the last 2 years. Now there are free cash flow positive in the last 12 months. It remains to be seen if that continues now that, well, the macroeconomic environment has changed and as we are entering or as we are going into a, let's say, mild recession, as they call it. Return on equity is still negative there, negative 21.28%. Drawdown from its peak is one of the worst ones yet, 85%. And then gross profit margin, that's up to 60%, so that's quite nice. Now on Thursday, when they report earnings, it is very important to look at what they're guiding for the next quarter and for full year, if they are giving guidance for the next quarter and full year, and especially to see if their growth, because they are probably going to grow year over year, but let's see if they are slowing down or still staying on track. My best guess would be a slowing down type of scenario. Now, we're also gonna have Netflix that will report earnings. I'll cover that on this channel, so if you're interested in that, do subscribe down below, like this video if you enjoy those type of videos, and if you want to support this channel, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Also do check out all the other links down in the pinned comment. Some of it might actually save you some money. Now, Snapchat also had a couple of announcements that I think should be noted. So they came out with something that looks like this. You might say, what, their own streaming service? No, this is just Snapchat Plus. I know, very weird, Snapchat coming out here with a subscription service. So they say here that today, well, when this was announced, they're rolling out Snapchat Plus, a collection of exclusive, experimental, and pre-release features available in Snapchat for $3.99 per month. This subscription will allow us to deliver new Snapchat features to some of the most passionate members of our community and allow us to provide prioritized support. Now, to be honest, I don't see this being a success. Again, this is just $4 a month. They have 332 million people worldwide that use Snapchat every day, as reported in the last quarter. That might change on Thursday, but then again, do you really want to spend another $4 for another subscription, especially in the current market? We've seen what happens with streaming services already, more cancellations. So I don't think you're going to cancel your Netflix subscription to add to your, well, this Snapchat Plus thing, which really looks maybe like a Twitter Blue type of thing, which we know is a complete failure, right? So Snapchat Plus, it's a new revenue stream, but then again, is it going to add that much to the balance sheet? Probably not. And then announcement number 2 is that Snapchat launches Snapchat for web. So it looks a bit like this, a bit like WhatsApp for web, which to be honest is very useful. Now as for Snapchat, I don't know how useful that can be. Are you going to send your snaps through the web, or are you going to use this purely as a messaging app. Now, if it's purely as a messaging app, to be honest, I don't understand why people use Snapchat for messages. I am maybe old school and I still use people's phone numbers. So I use WhatsApp. In the United States, those iPhone users probably use, iMessage. So there is that. It's a nice feature, not gonna lie, it's a nice feature, but then again, probably not as significant for the business. Obviously, this might just be me. I'm not using Snapchat anymore, haven't used it in years, and I rarely know someone that actually uses it, but I know a lot of you have friends or people in their surroundings that still use it, so obviously do leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, let's have a look at their numbers from last quarter. So like I said, revenue still grew 38% year over year, so we might see again a year over year increase, but let's see if that slowing down continues in this quarter. Now, I do want to mention that for Europe, that increased 43%, and Europe does include Russia and Turkey. Now, for Russia, Snapchat did stop advertising there. They did not stop operations in Russia, so it remains to be seen what happened with that activity in the revenue segment. And as for the average daily active users, the same applies there. Europe is also with Russia and Turkey in the numbers there. Again, year-over-year increase should be viewed as, let's say, strong because, 18% year-over-year globally, Europe 10%. So let's see if that can hold, especially now with the current environment. And last thing I want to touch on is obviously, the average revenue per user. It's nice to have more and more users, but can you monetize them? So that number globally increased 17% year over year, but then again, you can see that there is a slowdown from Q4 to Q1. Let's see what happens with Q2, because Q1 2022 was already lower than, Q2 last year and Q3 last year. So let's see what happens there, especially now that, advertisers are spending a bit less. And if we're going to a recession, probably we're already in the recession right now, they tend to spend even less. So let's see what happens there. This is going to be crucial, not just for Snapchat, but for every other company out there that deals in advertising. So Facebook, Meta, Pinterest, Google, Roku, The Trade Desk, etc. So the numbers to expect on Thursday is revenue estimate of $1.14 billion and earnings per share on a GAAP basis of around negative 20 cents. So there you have it. I will obviously be covering Snapchat as well, since it does affect a lot of companies in my portfolio and probably a lot of companies in your portfolio. So we could see, maybe we could predict what might happen with the other companies. So obviously stay tuned for that. Do leave it down in the comments below. You share your thoughts on Snapchat, on the upcoming earnings season. What are you looking out for? What are you preparing to maybe add or completely sell? Leave it all down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.